Good afternoon.
So was it difficult with this database server installation?
Yeah,
We're
probably.
gonna have. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky with Mac. It should work following the instructions, but could be something problematic with it. So it should work anyway. But we're gonna go through the.
Right to the Homer, but say, hey, he didn't respond until now.
Okay, we have to look at that later on then, say it. So
okay,
we can have a look on that after this meeting. We're gonna now have a check on the installation and these things. So so you can get along here. The first part was to install the SQL server. I think you managed to do that. All of you, maybe some one or two Mac users did have some problems. We have some links regarding the Mac under the links section here. So in previous classes, they have been managed to install it with this link. This is the link, the same link I had in the group chat also. So this should work for Mac users. We will have to look at that afterwards if there's still problems for the Mac users. This will concentrate on the Windows users, these instructions here. So I think you Windows users managed to do this installation. It was optional to use the Express edition or the developer edition, so both will work for us. So I think you managed to get past these things. So the next thing was to download the SQL script, the Northwind, so you could create a database. That was also problematic for some of you. So if you check this link here, it has some information about this database and how to download it. There is also a link for GitHub here. So it says that you could download this file from the GitHub. So just by pressing this link, you will end up in the GitHub. And inside here, you will find 3 different files. And we were looking for this inst WND. So this is the Northwind script we are looking for. And here are also some instructions how you should use this script to make it work. There are many different ways to use it. So one is how to use it on this SSMS. That's the Management Studio. That was the separate program. It's not needed to download it, so you could run without it. The other option is to run it with the Visual Studio. And there's instruction for that also. So down here, it tells you how to do it. So this file, if you click on this file, for example, you will have the option to download it so you can view it. Now, as in from some web browsers, even if you press download, it will pop up like in text in the web browser. So if I press this one or this one, I will get the same result. So I will see this file here directly in the web browser. So one thing here you could do, you could copy everything and take it with you to your Management Studio or to your Visual Studio. Or you could right click just here. Sorry. And save as, or spara som in Swedish. So you could save it as any file that you want. So I have done it already. I downloaded it and I have it prepared here, so I don't have it mixed with other files. So this is the file you want. So now I have it on my hard drive here, for example. I will just check the chat here. Nothing here. So this is, you have two options. So you copy paste, or copy the sorry, the script. Yes, yeah, the question. Only the Northwind, yes. No, nothing. Just the Northwind, as the instructions tell. So don't. The problem is with you need to follow the instructions. It's the same with the SQL Server, the installation. Some of you were clicking around in different places and different links, and you messed it up. Just follow the instructions. It's easy. So this is the file. I have downloaded it to my to my hard drive. So I have it here as a file, and I have it also here in text format right away. So I could do a copy here if I want to with this text. Now we're going to have a look on this SSMS thing that we had, because you will see that the next part after downloading this file script is to install this. And this is optional. It's not needed if you don't want to. You could use Visual Studio. I have installed this, so I have it already started here. I could close this, so you have no. So this is my. Sorry, it's coming here. This is my management studio. I have some funny fonts and so on because I did zoom it in a little bit, so I wanted you to see it also. So what you can do inside this one is that you could see all the databases you have under one server. You can have many servers. I have this local DB, my server, and it can contain a lot of databases. So you see I have, I don't know, maybe 100 databases. So what I want to do now is I want to run this script that we downloaded. So there are different ways to do it. We could go for this new query window here. And we could take the script here, just copy it and go back to the inside here and paste. So now I have the script here inside. So what this script is doing, it's creating a database for you called Northwind. So this is a lot of test data, so you could use. So how to install it with this script then? Yeah, you need to run it, execute, and it will install the data or create the database. So if you try this, you will get a message like this: commands completed successfully. So to see it in the left-hand side here now, I need to do a refresh, because otherwise I cannot find it. So I need to go to the databases again here. Just a moment, and I will hopefully find Northwind somewhere here. Yes, here it is. And you will see the Northwind is having a lot of information here. But what I'm interested in is the tables here. So this is containing a lot of data inside that we could use. So this is now it's created. So the database is created. So we have the data inside the SQL Server now. I'm going to show you another way also how to do it. If you have downloaded the file, I'm going to delete this now. So if you delete the database, you could use the delete here. And then there is an option here. I don't know if you see it, but it's a click box here with close existing connections. So if you sometimes if something is using the database and you want to delete it, it's not possible. So you need to close existing connections if you want to delete it. So now I'm deleting it just to show you another way to install it also. You remember I had this file here. So I could close that window also. I have the file explorer here. And I could just do a drag and drop here. I have this file and I drag it to my management studio and drop it here. So I will get the same script here again. So there are many ways to get this script inside. Another way is just to double click on this file. If you have installed this management studio, it will be the default application to run with this kind of files. So you see, if I just remove this again, this window, and go back to this one and double click on the SQL file, you will see I end up here again. So there are many ways to get this script to your management studio. So this is also just execute again and it will create it. We're going to have a check on the Visual Studio way also. So I'm not going to run this now. So we go to Visual Studio. I'm going to create a new project. And go for next. Let's see what we have here now. So from Visual Studio, you need to find from views. There is one called SQL or SQL Server Object Explorer. So with that window, you can browse the database. So you will have the same kind of structure as we had in the other one also. You see, I have two servers. Actually, I have another one also, but this is the one, the local DB is the one we had in the management studio. So you will see the same structure here with databases and all my databases inside here. There are some options inside here what you could do. And if you go for my local DB database here, I could find a small icon there called New Query. So inside here, I could also have this script, so I could run it from here. So you will see that I have this execute here also inside here. So if you go to check on this data again, I just do a copy, go back for my Visual Studio, and inside this window, I just paste the code or script. So you see it's almost 10,000 rows. There's a lot of things here, but also here I could just do it with execute. And it's the same message here, commands completed successfully. So now if I do a refresh here, I could find it inside my databases. So I have this north wind. Where did it disappear? Here it is, yes. So I have this information inside here. What is new database? So this was 2 ways to create a database with the scripts. One from inside the Management Studio, it's a separate program, or from the Visual Studio inside. So it should work from both applications. So let's see what the instructions are telling us more. We have been using the script now. We did it in Management Studio, and we made it in Visual Studio also. So we have the database now running on our server. So now if we want to use this database inside our application, we could create a console application that is connecting to this database. It's telling here also this line, remember to add backslash if missing from the connection string. And you think, where should I find the connection string? It was part of the, I think this tutorial, I think it had it also, but I'm going to show you. So if you go for Visual Studio again here, we have a check on this Northwind database. And you will see on the right-hand side, you have something called properties. I want to make it larger so it's easier to see. So there are a lot of properties for this database, and one of them is called connection string. There it is. So this information you need to have in your code when you are connecting to the database. So this one is possible to copy. So I could do just right-click here and copy it. And now I have the string that I could use inside my program. So we're going to try to connect to a database with some code. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so we could see more of the code. So we just change here with, we're going to say that we're going to read data from Northwind database. So I think it was thinking we read from the database and then we write it out to the console. Just as an example that we see that it's working. So I was mentioning this connection string. That is something that you're going to need when you're connecting to databases. You will see it a lot. So I'm going to create one variable, a string variable, and I'm going to call it connection string. This could be any name. I'm just making something that telling us what this is. So I'm going to copy it. I copied this connection string from the properties part, and I'm going to add it inside here. So you will see it's a lot of data here. So what is it telling? It's telling us to use the local DB server with this name. This is the same as you have in the top. The name, you see the name here. So this is the same name that I have in the connection string. And it says initial catalog is Northwind. So it's pointing out the database. And then there's a lot of settings that we don't need to go through right now. So you will see that it's also complaining about something here. It's red here. So it's not recognizing this character or the sequence of characters. So this is what the text was about when it was telling remember to add a backslash. So this means actually that we want to make it possible to use this, because it will complain about this. So if I add another backslash here, it stops complaining about it. I'm missing still the end of this, so just adding this. So the remembrance part was this one. This could be solved also by, if you had this still the same here, you could add this @ sign before. This is also valid. And this is exactly what was inside the instructions. So we tell the remember to add a backslash if missing or not using this @ sign before connection string. So this is 2 ways to solve it. So add another backslash or add the @ sign before the string. Let's see a little bit more here. We're going to now try to connect. We're going to need something that connecting to the database. So we're going to use something called SQL connection. And we will write it like this, using, I will tell you what it is using is about in a minute or two. So I'm going to need something called SQL connection, and it will start complaining about it, I think. Let's see if I have any help. And it says install package system.data.sql client. So we don't have this on our computer. So this will actually get it from something called NuGet that's on the web, and it's having all the packages that is possible to install in this Visual Studio. So I'm going to run this install package. Hopefully, maybe I need to choose something else here. Yeah. There are 2 options. Both will do the same thing. So what it's also saying, install with package manager. I'm going to show you what that is also if you haven't seen it, or did we run it before? There's a window called Package Manager Console. You could find it most likely from here also. View other windows, Package Manager Console. This is also available as an visual part. This is like a command prompt way to type it. So if I want to install this missing thing, this SQL connection, I could do it manually down here also, like typing install package, name of the package. I don't remember what it was helping us to have system data SQL client. So I could do it. No, sorry. System.data.client. So this command would connect to the NuGet server and try to find this package. I'm not sure, did I talk about NuGet earlier in this course? Anyone?
I'm not sure if you did.
Yeah, we could remind, if I did, I could remind you again. So just a moment. I'm gonna check it on my separate here first. The access here. So here we are. So this is the page nuget.org where all the packages could be found. So when running this command, it will connect to this server and try to find it. So I was interested in the system. What was the name again? System data client. Okay. System.data.client. So I could search for it on this page, and really it will. Yeah, this is the top one. So if I click on this one, it will tell me some information about this file and how I could install it. You see here's a lot of different tabs, how to install it onto your computer. This is the package manager way, and this would be the command you will see. It's not necessary to type in the version. It will take the latest one otherwise. So if I have like, I have the copy button over here, so I could copy this one and go back to my console here. So I could use that script that I found on the page also, and with this specific version also. Of course, you could do it other ways also. You could right-click in the Solution Explorer, and you could go for Manage NuGet Packages. And you could search here also for system.data, data.sql client. I spelled that really bad. And you will see I find the same things here, so I can install it this way also. So doesn't matter which one I choose. If I go for this one, I do install. I need to accept it. And it's complaining about something I started or typed, but you will find the information now in the Solution Explorer. And you check the dependencies, and you see that there is one called packages. And under these packages, you will see that I have this system.data.sql client. And this package is helping me to connect to the database, or actually to the database server. I'm connecting to the database server. So just going to show you, I could delete it here again. Just right click in the Solution Explorer and remove. And now it's gone. Or you could go for the package manager console way also. Having this script that you could find from the nuget.org page, and just run enter on this one. So it will be doing the same thing. So if something is wrong, it will be some red text complaining about things. But you will see again in the Solution Explorer that I have a package here again. And it's the system data. So this is the package I want. So now when I'm back in the code again, so I could go for this show potential fixes and just adding the using section in the top. So using, you will see now in the top now, we have that. It says it's using this SQL client. So now we could start to code again. So I'm now going to use this SQL connection, which is part of this one. And it's helping me to connect to the database server. So I'm just going to call this connection and tell that this is equals to a new connection, and adding the connection string. Connection string, like that. So this is connecting to the database with help of this string. And this string is containing all the necessary telling what server and what database to use. So we're going to do something inside this using. And this using is something that is, everything is that is happening inside here. When it's done and reaching this point, it's loaded out of the memory, so you don't have any problems with things that is still open or something like that. So that is a problem normally when you work with databases and so on. You're opening a connection to the database and then not closing it afterwards. It would end up in problems. So this, when using this, having this using statement here, it's running everything that is inside these brackets, and when done, it's unloading it. So I'm gonna do, the first thing I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna use this connection here, and I'm gonna tell open. This is opening the connection to the database. Then I want to get some data from this database. So if I go to we could use the Management Studio here. And if you go for this Northwind, I'm gonna refresh again. Just a second or 5. And if you check on this Northwind again here, we see I have the tables. The tables are the things that are containing data. And you see I have a lot of different here. So I'm interested in products in this time. So I could right click on products here and go for select top 1,000 rows. This means it will show me the 1,000 top rows inside this table. So this is generating in an SQL script. We haven't gone through this yet. There are some links also about it this week. How you can write your own scripts to get data or delete data and so on.
Mats?
Yes.
I could not see that show me 1,000 rows. Should everybody see it?
Everybody should see it if you have the Management Studio.
No, I'm in Visual Studio.
No, not Visual Studio. This is Management Studio.
All right.
We are not in the Visual Studio yet, so
okay.
We come to that part. So now we are in the Management Studio. This is not the same as Visual Studio. So now I'm looking at the data from the Management Studio. And from here, I was doing select top 1,000 rows. So I could see the data that is inside this table. And there's a lot of different columns with a lot of information, and I don't know if it's 1,000 rows, but it's only 77. But this command is limiting it to a maximum 1,000 rows. We're going to do the same thing now from the Visual Studio. So we will try to find our database. Northwind here, we have the tables. And we have the products here. So if I right click here on the products, and I could go for view data. So this will show the data inside this table also. So there's a difference between Management Studio and Visual Studio. So it's not having everything. So the Management Studio is a much more complete application for dealing with databases. The things that are inside the Visual Studio is enough for working with it. So, but there are much more things in the Management Studio. So now I want to get some data from these products in my code. So I go back to the program here. And I have this connection and it's open. So now I'm going to do another using here. Usings. So it means just it's running inside this. Inside, and when it's done, it's loaded from memory. Unloaded. So now I'm going to do an SQL command. And an SQL command, what is that? I'm going to go for equals to a new SQL command, and then I'm going to write an SQL command. So if you go back for the Management Studio again here, I had this default thing, select top 1000 from, and it's picking all the fields and so on. So, but I could use also select star from products. This means it's showing everything from the products table. So if I go for execute here, it's showing the same data. Here's no limitation with the star. I have no top now. So this will show everything inside the table. If there was 1 million rows, it will show them all. So that was the limitation with the top 1000. So this, and I could do it like this also, like select top 10 star from Northwind. You could guess what this should do. So it's showing only 10 rows of data from this table. So I want to do this. I want to have this inside my code. So we could go for the code again, and I could type here like top 10 star from products. So this will get the same thing for me. So this is also, we're going to do a few more things here. We're going to do another using, and this time we're going to have an SQL data reader. What that is, you will see soon. Equals new. I'm going to use the command, and I'm going to tell execute reader. So what this will do, the first one here is just telling us what script will we have, and the second here will run that script. So that was strange. Why didn't it? Just making it more beautiful. So now I want to use the data that the reader is having. So we could do a console write line here just to have some data out of it. So I'm going to take like I'm going to show a few of these columns just. So I'm going to go for the ID, the product, and maybe the quantity here that is telling us some data that is readable. So I'm going to have a column here, my own column. I'm going to have one called ID. I'm going to do some pad write here. So we could, if you remember pad write, just making it a little bit easier to read on screen. And I'm going to have this, I'm going to call it brand. It doesn't matter what I type inside here. It's me deciding what to show on the screen. Do pad write here, and I know that that one is taking more space. Pad write 35 for that one. So. Finally, I could have like something called items. So you remember, this is just for having some sort of column or header in top of the data. So now I want to print out the data I have inside the reader. And it's not just straightforward. You need to access this by, for example, this way. So I'm going to write reader and then read. So what is this doing then? So as long as there is data inside the reader, it will continue reading line by line. So I could access, for each line I read, I could access the data and print it out, for example, on the console write line again. So I need to get this reader, and I'm going to take the position 0, which one is the first one. And you will see that the first one is this product ID column. So I will take the data from this one. And I'm going to do a pad write on this one. I'm going to do it to string because it's not giving me telling me this, that it is a string value. And do some pad write on this one with the same numbers as in the column. We continue with the same thing for the other ones also. So maybe a copy paste here. So we're going to go for the reader 1, second position. That will be the product here. So I called it brand. So I'm just wanting this information. And then I will have the pad write 35. So I have the same width for that one. And the final data would be this one. So that will be number 4. And there's no pad write required for that one because it's in the end. So I'm going to add one console read line here also to stop my application from running. So let's see if I can do it more readable also, yeah. Something like that. So I'm using this, you will see that there are many steps. So first of all, we have the connection string. And then we create an SQL connection that is containing the connection string. So we are connecting to the right server, database server. Then we open the connection. And then we're adding an SQL command to get the data. And then we use the reader to run the command. And when we have the reader is containing all the data we have from the server, the answer from the SQL server. But we need to take it out, for example, by doing reader.read to get one line at a time, and then printing out all the data that it's inside there. So this is one way to do it. There are many other ways, and you will probably see that in the tutorials also. So if I run this now, I hopefully get some data. Let's try it. So let's see. Take some time connecting to the database for the first time. Or did it crash already? Yeah, I think something happened. Keyword not supported. That was interesting. Where did I go wrong? So it's complaining about my database. Keyword not supported. What keyword are you complaining about? That's the question. It's something with my connection string it doesn't like. So yeah, see, I didn't copy it correctly. I probably made something wrong because I see that it's missing a part inside here. And it should say that the data source equals to this. So we have a look on the properties for the Northwind again. So maybe I did the copy paste error. So let's see. I go for Northwind. I go for the properties with this connection string, and you see that it says data source in the beginning. So I managed to copy this without having the data source as a part. So this was most likely a copy paste error from my side. So I didn't have this part. So let's try it again. That was strange. Still the same. Yeah, now what's now the problem then? Come on. Connection property has not been initialized. So a bad day for connections. So let's see, what did I do wrong then? I have a new connection, SQL connection. Maybe I should try to just copy the data connection string again. So because obviously I made something wrong the first time. Yeah, we go for try to find it again. Connection string, it's here. I'm gonna try to copy it, and I go inside here, and I try to well, I think it seems to be okay. And I need to check the code. Did I do something wrong here? Yes, I made something wrong actually. I was talking too much. That is my problem here, I see. Because you see, I have a connection. And I'm opening the connection, but I'm not using it together with these parts. So I need to add actually the connection into the command. So should be, I was missing maybe that one. Hopefully this will look better. So I didn't have the connection I need the connection to be part of my SQL command. And I didn't have it, so it was just doing nothing actually. So I managed to have two errors, a wrong connection string, missing that one, and I didn't use the connection in my command. So let's try it again. Oh, suddenly we get a lot of data here. So now I'm getting out 3 columns. that I named ID, brand, and items. There was some other naming in the database, but I was just picking them out by the position in the table. So that's where I'm getting this data. And you see that there was 77 in the database, different posts, but we limited it to 10 by having the SQL command, the top 10. So this is actually working. It's great. We had some errors also that you could see that it's easy to do it wrong. So the connection string is really important that it is correct. And of course, writing the commands, it's also important that it's right. There are some things that you could do afterwards, like connection close when you're done. But because we have this using part here, it will close it automatically when everything is done. So that we could have like an dot close. It's not necessary because we're having this using. So some think you should write it anyway, that showing that you have control over it. So you could do it if you want to, but it's not necessary. So let's see, do we have any questions about this? Hardy is asking, you cannot use column names instead. And the question mark. So yeah, there are a lot of, yes, Hardy, there are, as always, there are a lot of ways to get out the data. So you could add type in the column names in the, and many other ways to get the data. How do you get the connection string in SSMS? Do you want it in the SSMS? So
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, just yeah, I would like to have in SSMS as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure we can get it from the SSMS by automatic. We could have a look on this. If we have here, we have connection name. I wanted to see if it could generate us a connection string also from here. I never do it by that way. I always use the information I have. And normally you know the connection strings already from the beginning when you are working in a project, so there's someone else been setting them up. I could have a look on that one. I never tried to do it from the SSMS. But if you want to do it, we could try to find a way to get it. Hardy is asking about columns. Yeah, I think you just have like quotation marks and the name of the column. Or similar. You could try it. So I could try to find out if it's possible to get the connection string out of this management studio. Most likely it is, because you have all the same information inside here, so it should be possible, I think. I think this is the same properties I will have here. I'm just looking now. I have no clue where I could find it otherwise. But most likely we could get it. View connection properties. Yeah, I need to get it have a check on that one. If you really want that. Otherwise, it's really easy. If you're in Visual Studio, just having it copy paste right away from there. So do we have any more questions?
No.
Nothing. So please continue with the tutorials and Pluralsight video that we have for today. So I hope this helped you for those of you that didn't manage to get the database installed and how to connect to it. So otherwise, we see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And if you have any
Yes.
questions, just send them on the chat so we could try to answer you. Okay, see you tomorrow then.
See you.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Matt. Bye.